They called her girl like it erased her. They snapped their fingers, dropped plates at her feet, and laughed when she said, "Good morning." By the time the will was read, those mouths were silent. The house that tested names. Kira Adebayo started before sunrise. She ironed napkins until they lay flat as lake water. She lined up pills for an old man who watched the room with a soldier's patience. The Voss estate smelled like lemon oil and old photographs. Staff spoke in hushed tones. Family arrived like weather. Sudden, loud, unkind. Lucille Voss, wife of the eldest son, never used Kira's name. "Girl, fetch," she said, eyes on her phone. Grant Voss, the son who once tried a startup and failed fast, treated Kira like glare on glass. "You're standing in the way." Guests copied the tone. The cruelty was casual. That made it worse. Harlan Voss, the patriarch, took his tea on the east porch. He liked quiet. He liked order. He liked people who did what they said. He watched Kira haul 2 bags of softener down the path when the cart died. He noted how she stacked chairs for an after-school program the family wanted in photos, but not in life. He noticed what others pretended not to. Kira did her work clean. She kept a small notebook in her apron. Times, meds, repairs, notes about Harlan's appetite, notes about the staff rotation. She wrote like the truth might need to be shown one day, and she wanted it ready. Harlan asked for a book one morning, not a finance memoir. A thin volume of war letters his wife had kept in a drawer for 40 years. Kira read them aloud in a voice that did not wobble. She paused when the wind moved the rosemary, then continued. Harlan smiled without showing teeth. "You read like you respect breathing," he said. Lucille did not smile at that. "Girl reads. How quaint." Kira took the sting. She did not let it stay. She took a breath and placed it in the page. "Stay with me. This turn matters. Watch till the end. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles. Like, share, and comment so more people see how dignity wins." Company night. Donors. A photographer. Lucille wanted Kira invisible until glasses emptied. Grant told jokes that landed like coins on stone. Harlan lasted 20 minutes, then pressed his fingers to his eyebrow and asked for the porch. Lucille blocked the hall. "Father needs to be seen." Kira did not argue. She set a glass of water on the table near the door, then stood out of frame. When Harlan's hand shook, she took the glass to him without looking at the guests, without offering herself for the next cut. "Girl drops things," Grant said for laughs. A napkin floated to the floor. A tiny chuckle rippled. Kira picked it up. She placed it on the tray. She felt heat climb her neck. She wrote later, "Napkin incident, 8:42 p.m., guest laughter, no spill, no break." After midnight, when the house fell quiet, Harlan rang. He asked for tea. Kira brought it on a small tray with lemon slices. He looked at her for a long beat. "How long can you hold your breath?" he asked. "Long enough to finish the work," she said. He nodded. "That is longer than most." The test behind closed doors. 3 months in, a banker visited midweek. Voices rose in the study. "Accelerate the distribution," Lucille said. "He barely notices. We'll move him to the cottage. We can manage the staff with less." Kira passed with a basket of linens and kept her face still. She learned that stillness protects. She also knew the house had lines. She called the estate nurse, Rosa, on her break. "He doesn't eat in the cottage," Rosa said. "No elevator. Bad lighting." Kira wrote that down too. The next week, Harlan asked Kira about her notebook. Not the contents. The habit. "You document," he said. "Why?" "Memory protects nothing without proof," Kira said. "I learned that early." "Who taught you?" "My mother," she said. "And people who tried to talk over us." He smiled with his eyes. "Bring the notebook to tea tomorrow. Bring a pen that does not skip." She came with both. He watched her write lemon 2 slices with neat letters. He watched her cross out tray rattle and rewrite tray steady. He breathed in slow. The air in the porch felt new. A marble stair, a heavy vase, a careless elbow. Kira's foot slipped when someone kicked the doorstop, and the baseboard stung her ankle. She caught the rail. The vase cracked, not shattered. Lucille folded her arms. "Clumsy girl." Kira steadied the vase on a sideboard. She took photos of the mark on the board the chipped foot of the vase, the angle of the doorstop. She did not accuse. She recorded. She put ice on her ankle and finished the silver. Rosa looked at the ankle, then the vase, then Kira. "You're safer when truth stacks high," Rosa said. "Keep stacking." Harlan asked about the limp. Kira said, "A step took my ankle while I was not looking." He frowned. Later, he walked the stair with his cane, tested the door stop, and adjusted the hinge. He did not announce it. He did not need his correction to be a spectacle. But he saw. On a rain night, Harlan asked Kira to sit. "Tell me where you want to be at 40, he said. She blinked. No one had asked her that question without expectation attached. Alive. Debt-free. Building a training program for home health aides. Writing policies that keep people from breaking in half. He listened as if he had paid for the hour. "And what do you need?" he asked. "Time. Respect. A door number that is mine. A say over schedules." He nodded once. "You think like a trustee," he said. He meant it. A week later, he called his lawyer. Not a Voss family lawyer. A quiet woman named Sue who came at dawn. They met on the porch. Harlan spoke without fuss. "Add an amendment," he said. "Name a new majority heir. Tie the remainder to a foundation for aides. Lock it with conditions. Healthy wages. Training seats. Language access. Name," Ms. Sue said. He said Kira Adebayo, like he was placing a stone in the right wall. Security cameras covered the gate and the drive. Only phones covered the rooms. Grant liked to record people who did not know. He filmed staff for jokes. He filmed Kira when she reached for a glass someone pushed deeper onto the counter to make the reach longer. He tried at the night. He tossed a slur in a whisper. He grinned at his own boldness. A guest froze, eyes wide. A bartender looked down and wiped the same spot twice. Grant aimed his lens at Kira's face to catch a wince. He did not get one. He got a stare that did not break. He also got Rosa in the mirror behind him, holding her phone. "Delete that," she said. He laughed. She didn't. She sent the clip to a folder Kira kept in the cloud. Title: Grant Slur Mirror. Timestamp: Witnesses. Kira did not post it. She did not send it to the press. She showed it to Ms. Sue when asked for context. That was all. If you know the feeling of holding your breath at work, stay to the end. Subscribe, like, and share to put this lesson in more hands. Comment the line you needed tonight. Harlan died with his hand in Kira's. "Breathe," he said. "Then you do the work." He closed his eyes like a door that still fit its frame. The family wore grief like a suit they had not tailored. They sat in the study for the reading with dry faces and wet voices. The fireplace did not burn. The room felt overheated anyway. Miss Sue opened the folder and read in a voice that made no theater. Bequest to staff by name. Rosa, the groundsman, the cook, the driver. Gifts to the public library and the free clinic. Then the clause that changed the air. 90% of the residuary estate shall pass to Ms. Kira Adebayo. Ms. Sue read, to hold in trust with conditions described in Schedule A, including establishment of the Harlan Voss Foundation for Home Care Equity. Ms. Adebayo is named executor and primary trustee. Silence did not fall. It slammed. Lucille stood so fast her chair scraped the floor. "This is fraud." Grant choked on a sound that was not a laugh. He was senile. Ms. Sue placed capacity affidavits on the table. 3 dates. 3 doctors. 2 independent witnesses. Video of Harlan's signature with a timestamp. A copy in the safe at the bank. Another at her office. She explained law. She explained intent. She explained why the court would protect it. Grant reached for the folder. Ms. Sue did not move, but the driver, who had fought in a different war, did. He placed a hand on the leather and looked Grant in the eyes without blinking. "Sit," he said. Grant sat. They contested anyway. They hired a lawyer with teeth. He filed for undue influence. He said Kira had inserted herself in the family. He used the word girl in the filing and did not know it would cost them. Courtrooms shine different when a judge's patience sits close to the surface. Judge Morales asked for facts, not adjectives. Ms. Sue delivered facts. Kira said little. Rosa said more. Staff spoke about schedules, pills, quiet nights, sudden kindnesses, and the old man who liked lemon slices cut thin. The mirror clip rolled on a screen. The judge did not change expression. She wrote, The doorstop photo appeared. The note about accelerate distribution showed up beside a bank email. The napkin incident got a line only because it showed who laughs and when. Grant's lawyer tried to make Kira small. You were hired help. I was hired, she said. I helped. I also read. I also wrote. I also loved the way a room grew calm when he heard his wife's letters aloud. The judge ruled in a voice that made the room unclench. The will stands. The trust stands. The court recognizes Ms. Adebayo's appointment. She added a line that would be quoted later. Respect is not a legal claim, but it is the climate in which law becomes clear. This house lacked it. It has it now. When reporters called, Kira spoke in short sentences. Mr. Voss planned. I follow his plan. Wages rise. Training seats open. We publish schedules and rights. We fund respite care. We measure outcomes. Lucille tried a different press. She sat near a window and cried prettily. The public did not buy it. People who change diapers at 3 a.m. know the sound of stage cry. Grant offered to consult for continuity. He wanted a stipend. Kira said no. He sent a letter through counsel. She filed it. She did not reply. The foundation opened a small office near a bus line. English, Spanish, Yoruba on the door. Walk in. We will listen. Staff got health care with no tricks. A clinic room stayed open late on Wednesdays for aides who could only come after dinner. A daycare next door watched kids for 2 hours during training. A mini-grant paid for phone plans when people's minutes ran out mid-shift. People said the money would run dry. Kira smiled. Money is not the scarce thing, she said. Respect is. Share this if you want rooms like this in your city. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles. Like and comment with one policy you would post on a service door. Months later, Lucille stood at the foundation door with a slim envelope. She had the face of someone who lost a war she thought would finish quickly. Kira took her to a small room with a plant and 2 chairs. A camera recorded for safety, not spectacle. Lucille offered the envelope like a treaty. I wrote him letters I never sent, she said. He loved order. I love what order gave me. I did not love the work it took to make order. Kira opened the envelope. Paper. Sharp, expensive. Short sentences. Few apologies. Some truth. I am here because you did the work, Lucille said. I am here because we taught our son that your hands were cheap. He learned it well. I am sorry for my part. Kira looked at the hands that had snapped at her for years. We build forward, she said. The rest is paper. Lucille nodded. A small, strange relief crossed her face, like someone loosening a belt after a long dinner. She left without asking for a seat on the board. The estate did not turn into a museum. It turned into a training site 1 day a week. Staff from other homes came to practice safe transfers on the same stairs that once tried to take Kira's ankle. They learned how to catch a fall without breaking a back. They learned to say no when no was the ethical word. The East Porch hosted reading nights. Letters. Poems. A grant paid stipends to elders who told the room what care felt like from the pillow side. Do not talk over me, one woman said into the mic and announced the touch. Put the water where I can reach it. Say my name. Harlan's portrait moved to the hall where people lined up for coffee. He looked less stern there. He looked like a man who had chosen well. A small plaque under the frame read, he believed receipts beat rumors. You want the last picture? Kira in a sunlit room, sleeves rolled, pen uncapped, listening. A young aide reads her first-time sheet without fear. A grandmother laughs when a toddler toddles across a quiet lobby. Rosa hangs her stethoscope on a hook and sits for 10 minutes to breathe. The schedule on the wall list breaks like they are not favors. The scale in the supply closet reads 0 before every check. A bus sighs outside. The city hums. Somewhere a family says the girl, out of habit, then stops and tries her name. Kira walks to the East Porch at dusk. Rosemary, lemon, soft light. She opens the book of war letters and reads the last one again. I come home to you, it says. She closes the book. She places her palm on the wood where Harlan used to tap when he approved a thought. Then she goes back into lockup. Doors matter. Locks matter. Who holds the keys matters more. If this story gave you breath, stay with us. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles for more true strength. Like, share, and comment with the rule you will post on your door. Bring one person with you next time. We have work to do.